The last time I met Niramwiza Gakeri, she'd hoped her son Emmanuel might walk again. In November, a bullet shattered his spinal cord, paralysing him from the chest down. Doctors say there's little they can do. She's now accepted her son's fate and has this message for those involved in the peace agreement.
They can talk about peace, but the reality is that every day there are people coming here with gunshot wounds. People's lives are worth the same as cattle.
The United Nations says this peace agreement is different. It aims to reform the Congolese state and end interference from regional countries.
I think it would be wrong to have too great expectations because the situation here is very difficult. It has been going on for at least 19 years and probably more. So it's not going to be solved overnight. But I definitely think that this approach can be a new beginning.
One group not involved in the peace deal is M23. Months of negotiations between the rebels and the government in Kinshasa have achieved nothing. Rebel soldiers are positioned on the outskirts of Goma. The territory they control is like a state within a state, with checkpoints and taxes for passing lorries. The UN fears the rebels may try to retake Goma. But the man who calls himself president of M23 says he wants to talk.
Priority is first dialogue. This is the reason why we accept to move from Goma, because Goma was not our objective. Our objective is to bring change in DRC.
But in the coming months, an African intervention force will be deployed here with new powers to fight M23. There are also plans to use drones to monitor the area. There is scepticism here about the international agreement being signed in Addis Ababa. M23 itself is named after a failed deal on March 23, 2009. What some people say is needed here is a non-military solution. Civil society groups complain they're not involved in the agreement, and there's no concrete action plan to deal with the root causes of the conflict here, which are mainly poverty and corruption. The people here are desperate for a peace process that can end years of fighting so they can start rebuilding their country. Nazanin Mashiri, Al Jazeera, Goma.